wonderful viewers, and you're welcome to your station, Living TV. We're on it again today on another edition of Nigeria Today, and I'm glad you're there watching your favorite station. Today, I have, as usual, discussants who are going to look into sundry and topical issues as it affects and concerns our country, Nigeria, and even our various states. From my far left today, I have Comrade Nnamdi Lekwachi. Comrade Nnamdi Lekwachi is not just a historian, he's also a political affairs analyst. Comrade, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me join you. Good day, our viewers.
I also have Honorable Emeka Ihedru, popularly called him Zeduru, as a result of being part of the pioneers of the Nigerian film industry in Abia State here. He's not just as, he's also one of the foremost legislators of Aba North, those who started the democratic dispensation in the country here. Honorable, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, moderator. Good day, viewers.
All right, today, the former secretary to the government of the Federation and a chieftain of the APC, Babachir Lawal, has stated that the Northern Christians will be supporting Peter Obi massively. While when the chairman of CAN asked him why, and some of the people who were around asked why the choice of Peter Obi, he said the duo of Peter Obi and Dati Baba Ahmed would give Nigeria its desired peace. From his calculations, he sees Peter Obi and his running mate as the best that would ever happen to this country come 2023 general election. Comrade,
Yes.
I want you to react to this.
Yes, I think to me, I was asking myself this, I said, what were the convictions a man like Babachir Lawal had to be talking about this thing, because I read even the statement in issue. I'm also aware that some of the persons in the group actually came up. I don't know when we started having the group under which auspices he was writing and advocating this. I think they were called APC Christian, APC Northern Christians. In Nigeria it's not easy to, it's not hard to see one association then that group. And that's how they sometimes can be forced to become a political party. I said what any politics and I read it. Listened to him. I also saw the interview on Channels TV, that's on the national TV platform. And to me, it is still part of politicking, and it's quite a bit worrying where we are in Nigerian politics, that issues like religion and religion still determine how people vote and how people build alliances and even align with certain candidates of their choice. But I understand the factors and the development preceding the time. You see, why it does appear as if Tinubu's choice, or let me say, the all-Muslim candidate is not celebrated, because I have said it before that the current government failed to manage our diversity and plurality. The other day, presidential aspirant of the PDP said the 17 security agencies in the country were being manned by people from a particular religion and a particular part of the country. It speaks to something, it speaks to marginalization, it speaks to exclusion, that there are exclusionary tendencies to be seen in the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, and that does not to that extent represent unity, you understand? And again, we all know that there have been exchanges, whether you're talking about CAN or certain priests who have been challenging the status quo, saying the killings of Christians and all that. So the president must react or must issue statement, which now the penetrant was done. So when the APC went to primary and you later saw the emergence of a former governor, I think it sent a signal to people who were in the party who had expected that someone from their own minority or from their axis would have actually been named as the vice presidential aspirant. But there is something to it, you see. I understand that, yes, in Nigeria, religion and religion could be issue. But in America, you know, we have 50 states, and America has stayed for over 240 years, if I'm right. But they have only had 46 presidents. Do you know what that means? That for over 240 years, certain states have not had presidents. But every state is stable, functioning, because the issue is not about who is there or where he's coming from, but that the institutions of government are working. In America, you have every state has its own Supreme Court. And whatever that Supreme Court decides is binding even on the Supreme Court of the federal government of America, except where the federal constitution or other things that have to do with the law of the federation are involved. But in Nigeria, it's not that way. So what we should be even thinking about is which of the candidates best does it. And to an extent, that is where I am fascinated with what is happening around him, how the youth are mobilizing for him, forming a common front, which is unheard of in our politics. So what Baba Chelawa, the concerns he raised to an extent from the religious point of view, is marks of exclusion, because in the same APC, under the same APC government, we lived in a time where virtually everything went to a particular people, a particular religious group. So coming up again to say, or coming up again to say you are presenting Muslim ticket, not that it has never happened before. Of course, we saw it in 93 under Abiola King ticket. But now, given how Bulari and his cohorts have mismanaged our plurality and diversity, that is why we are having this problem. It's just simple.
All right, Honorable. You had it. I called Northerner. They're coming up to say that the Christians, though there have been a lot of argument concerning that, like the likes of Dagara.
Yes.
The likes of Dagara will tell you they are not part of that arrangement. But for such a person, you know, who is has been in the state, in the federal government affairs, you know, and then coming up to say that they are supporting Peter Obi, and that is the presidential candidate of Labour Party, openly to say that. Don't you think that spells to something?
Yeah, but my concern here is for him to be saying we, the Christian, the Northern Christian APC, why saying we and this a communique, you know, if you like, of this magnitude happened to be signed by him alone. There should have been maybe 2 or 3 other signatories.
Yes,
you understand? To give it weight. So now, if you say that, if he's trying to tell us that this was a resolution or an agreement, a resolution reached in a certain meeting, how come that he's the only one that is signing it? The another thing is that I know that this thing has been ongoing for some time now. You understand? There have been agitation. There have been these quarrel and bickering within the APC body as a body between the 2 major religions in the party and in the country, which is Christian and the Muslim. Lawal and his group, including Dogara, they have issued some statements in the past challenging that, thinking that probably something could be done, you know, to change the ticket, change particularly the vice presidential candidates, the Muslim ticket. You know that now a candidate has emerged, you know, through the primaries, being Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So the only one that can be switched now in this circumstance, then when the window had not been closed, was the vice presidential ticket. That was the one that we are contesting. So now that something was the APC as a party was hell bent in going on with the Muslim ticket until the window was, you know, kept narrowing down until it got shut, you know, completely. now that they have come up with this communication, this communique, I'm still saying, still trying to figure out, is it they came out or he came out? You understand? So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow now there is a rejoinder.
I think the Webara and the rest came out strongly to refute this very.
They refuted it.
They refuted it.
Came out to say it's not binding on them. He was beating, although he was the chair.
Yes.
Although he was said to be the chairman.
Yes.
Of this group now.
Yes, he's the chairman of this group, but there was no consensus.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no consensus. So now that there is no consensus, this thing is capable of tearing the group apart. You understand? It's capable of tearing the group apart. So he should have waited. I think he was so much on a speed lane. He should have waited and tried to bring, as a leader, bring other members of the group, those big wigs in the group, bring them together. But I know that all of them are championing the same cause. You understand? But the only thing now, he seems, it looks like from the look of things, he seems to be very much on the speed lane.
Okay, comrade, considering what the Christian Association of Nigeria said last week, I'm sure that statement was directly directed to Tinubu when they said that they've not agreed or accepted the Muslim ticket.
Yeah.
And then compare it with what Lawal, had said. We won't want to assume that he's paid up to say this or to announce this, maybe to attract favor from
The can.
from either the CAN or APC, or maybe seeing a way he could be called back to be offered a thing.
Yes. I think he was on the to me, he was on the personal mission. As we have seen now, he was on the personal mission. Because if you look at it very well, the Gara said conversation and consultation
was still ongoing.
Understand? So there is still a broader picture to look at, not what we are seeing from the optics. So he went personal, and they said in their own release that the chairman spoke his mind, that what he said showed his personal interest.
And does not represent the interest of the group, the collective decision of the group.
Yes, so what should be important to us now is salvaging the moment or even the nation. Like I have said, the problem we are having now is not that we have Muslim ticket, but that APC had failed to manage diversity and plurality of Nigeria. Where in a country you have a particular group of people managing or manning the security apparatus or the security apparatus of the nation, where they are in the federal executive cabinet. Do you know that at a point in the history of this government, this APC government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary were being led by people from the particular part of the country? Not, and we are all Muslims. And now they are all Muslims, even though they are not from all countries. And now again, you have people who share the same faith from north south under the same party being presented. So that is why some Christians or some Christian folks are resisting it. But there is one beautiful thing about it. You see, the fact that these things are happening and people are beginning to have choice, and are beginning to, it's also part of the beauty of democracy, if you ask me. But for where we are, it should have been an issue if the APC had managed our diversity.
All right. Honorable, looking at it from that angle. Now let us compare the Muslim-Christian ticket of the current administration. How has it helped us?
Now, before I answer this question, you see, I just want to add to what Comrade just said. The thing is that there is mutual fear in the land. You understand? Resulting from prevailing circumstances. You understand? Now, take for example where you now have Christian-Muslim ticket or Muslim-Christian ticket. Now that the present government, the one we are experiencing now. But this Christian vice president is almost like he's in the cooler. You understand? After the last major medical trip our president took to London, by the time he came back, there were some, reforms and some other things, and some critical executive decisions that were taken by the vice president, that's Oyebi Oshibanjo, which when he came back, he did not appear to be comfortable with that. Ever since then, he has not been transmitting power to his VP. Even if he's going to travel to be away for about 90 days or even more, he will not transmit powers. So now
the power will be handed over to the presidency.
Yes. So now you see that the government, the country is being run now as if the president is now a sole administrator.
Yeah.
You understand?
And unfortunately, I was wondering why, because the law, part of the law, and I'm talking about the Constitution of Federal Government, 1999, is that whenever the president shall proceed on such claims, whether leave or something, he should transmit with the National Assembly.
Yes.
I'm not even sure. This is my personal opinion. Whether Buhari still does that.
No, he doesn't.
At the point he was doing it, but I don't know whether he stopped. He still does that.
No, he doesn't.
If you are not the vice president of Nigeria, in essence, you cannot compare it to the vice president. Do you know that the vice president of America sometimes he is the leader of the Senate? The vice president of America.
He's the Senate. Yes.
But in Nigeria, though not at all times, but in Nigeria, the vice president only has the economic team. And at a point, after that period when Oshibanjo made those appointments, and the appointment should also be mentioned, it was when he sacked that one now, PSS DG for what we saw at the National Assembly complex, the rascally behavior of hooded men of the operatives who went to besiege the National Assembly. And then again, he removed the Chief Justice there, and then put yes, and we saw how well he came, and
he wasn't pleased with all those things.
The implication was that even Oshibanjo himself was untwisted. There was a circular, a memo saying anybody who wishes to communicate with the president should come through the chief of staff. That's the letter back here.
Yes.
That's to diminish the man. So many things have been done, even as we speak today. So the question should be, what powers does this man even need? So to me, I don't even see and that's why if you are expecting Oshibanjo to protect the interest of Christians,
he cannot.
He may not do much. But what we are saying is that it should inspire confidence, and then should show that balance that this party does not. Mind you, under this same episode, we'll be talking about jihadism or Islamization.
Yes, and the Sharia laws and all that.
So to tell the people that we are not what people are calling us, we are not that the devil may not be as dark as painted. We are serving you the kind of, but unfortunately it is done already. So they can only live with that.
Yes, not too far away history also shows that we in 2007 we had the Yaradua Goodluck Jonathan ticket. It was a Muslim Christian ticket. I think it depends on the operators of the system. Yaradua wasn't like that. It wasn't as this present government we have. Yaradua tried to balance things. Let us not just be making reference to far away as far as 1993. I mean, yes, 1993. That was it. King Gibe and Abiola ticket. Let us also compare the Muslim Christian ticket of Yaradua and Goodluck Jonathan. They ensured that things were balanced. And Shagari, things were balanced. It depends on the operator who is at the helm of affairs. What's the person's agenda? You understand? This person, I think, he is a core jihadist. You understand? That's where we are having this problem. And now he has planted this fear in every Nigerian. And that is why everybody is now trying to say, look, we can now, after this Muslim ticket, now another thing that the people who also want to balance is the appointment to our chief security officers. You understand? The incoming government, people who want to have it. Even the National Assembly.
You see that by the time the government begins to see this, the 10th Assembly, the Muslims there may not agree to cede it to the Christians.
Yes,
and may still be up for the grabs.
And let me also remind us, not only that the military chiefs or the security chiefs, we are Muslims and from the same region. The House Committee chairmen of those committees are also from the north.
All right,
both in the House of Assembly and the House of Representatives and in the Senate. They are all from the north, and they are all Muslims.
All right, gentlemen, let that one lie low for now, and as we matters may bring them up again. The PDP flag bearer, that is People's Democratic Party flag bearer, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has promised to set aside $10 billion to create employment and boost small and medium-scale enterprises to help employment drive for the youths and the women in the country. Comrade,
Yes.
this is a promise.
Yes, it's a promise.
How realizable it is?
But I think one thing is to promise, and that is to realize what has been promised. If you remember very well, I do talk about how we invest in Nigeria. Even if you are bringing $20 billion, you have to see. President Muhammad Buhari will still tell you the billions of dollars he had also spent in SIP, social intervention programs. You understand? We are talking about conditional cash transfer, like trader money, farmer money, where we are sharing 10, 20,000,
5,000.
You see, Nigerian government should begin, politicians should begin to think right, that bringing out money cannot solve Nigeria's problem. You understand? Where you are invested cannot solve. If you give somebody who doesn't know how to manage business, who doesn't have the acumen, 1 billion naira, they will squander the money. You understand? The most important thing is to come up with policies. We have gone beyond this era of saying we are bringing $20 billion or $10 billion. That's fine. Where are you putting it? Currently, as we speak now, a Nigerian firm built robots for the first time in Africa, meaning that Nigeria, if people are empowered, they build robotics. As in they will lead in the sector of robotics. Then our educational system, what it is happening there? These are the areas you need to invest in them, build infrastructure. There are businesses, you understand? So if you say you are giving somebody 500,000 naira, 5 million or whatever, to in the name of SME, I don't know what that literally translates to. So what we should be talking about is building capacity, and then through education, and then doing infrastructure that allows people in the rural area to find markets in the urban centers, and then again, this is the most important thing. You see, we have had the NDE, the National Directorate of Employment, you understand, and then other areas of government. The most important thing is to calibrate the number of Nigerian youths who are not employed, who are underemployed, and then even the women too. So it's fine to say this thing, but the most important thing is where we are putting this money. It's not to go about sharing money, and you see that was why the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and the Reserve Control could come up and tell us that they were feeding over 20-something. Over 2 to 3 million families during lockdown with billions of naira. You understand? So if you say you are bringing out this commonwealth to address poverty, where are you investing it? It's not just to say you bring it out and then you begin to share it. We've had it under the Nigerian time. We had shopping, subsidy reinvestment program. We now had even under Buhari, farmer money, trader money, that a vice president could go to market and start sharing cash. And that is also actually in the court of law. Now we are also having it now. So to me, I think we should actually look at where the world is moving to.
All right, Honorable, I know you're a chieftain of the PDP and one of the founding members there. And then Atiku is also in PDP, is the presidential candidate of PDP. And last week here, we talked about when the Ohanes Ndigo accused him of not keeping to promise. And then now he has come out to tell us. Do you think, men know him better than we do here, do you think this is just a mere promise and much of known him, or do you think it is a promise that will fulfill if, for any reason, he becomes the president of this country?
Without wasting time, I think that's just, I see it as just simply throwing a carrot to the electorate. Yes, nothing more than that. It's just through it to woo the electorate, knowing fully well that the bulk of the votes lies with the women and the youths. So he just threw this carrot now to woo them. He's not going to keep to it. It's just like the present government now promised Nigerians that we're going to be paying certain people 5,000 naira as if every month. For how long? How long have we seen that worked out? Except during in 2019 election, when the nation was elections were closed, as these ones, is also closed. That the vice president, the one you talked about, now came out was sharing 5,000 naira. That thing was another method of buying voters. They promised this thing in 2014 to 2015 election. They never implemented it until election was closed. So that's the same thing. Making this promise of billions of dollars that is going to. You see, I always tell people, in vain will you build the society if you do not first build the man.
That's true.
You should have to first of all train them. Those that you are going to train up in skills, impart them either by academics or by skill, but empower them. After that, then you can now bring all these ones as a start. But to promise the women now that is going to give them dollars, is going to give them this thing, not even naira. I wonder how now they are just trying to make a dollar to become our official tender.
I think he meant to say he will use that, I think $10 billion
yes,
to fight poverty.
Well, why use the dollars? Why not convert it to naira?
Yes,
why not? Naira is our official and legal tender.
Yes.
Yeah,
the government can still spend $100 billion fighting poverty without achieving it.
Without achieving, that is the thing. But the thing, what I'm saying is that he is not going. He is from my party. Yes, he's my presidential candidate. I'm not denying that. But the thing is that I don't see this thing practicable. He's not going to keep to this promise. We have seen him make some promises in the past. You understand? I think my party should forgive me for saying it, but I'm just being personal. I'm representing myself. You are not representing the party. So we have seen him make some promises. Like he said that he was going to unite Nigeria, but he's finally challenging uniting the party. That's the problem. One of the problems he's having with Wike and the G5 group. There was a gentleman agreement they had, and it's finding difficult to keep to that agreement. So who is sure that he's going to keep to the agreement he's going to have with Nigerians?
Okay.
If elected,
Tinubu says he will negotiate, or rather talk with all the agitating groups, including Nnamdi Kanu, if elected in 2023. Comrade, do you think all he's suggesting or telling Nigerians or the Igbos is that Nnamdi Kanu will remain there until after the election, and then he will start the negotiation, not even ensuring that he comes out, but to initiate a talk with them?
Yes, I think there are different ways to look at it. He might mean that even if Nnamdi Kanu is finally released or was released before his swearing, that if he was finally elected, or if he gets elected, and then that he will engage Nnamdi Kanu in talks to make him drop the bid, the agitation for a separate state. But I think the problem, even recently we are talking, the Nigerian government was talking about bringing back history in the
in the curriculum.
But then from what we saw, we historians saw, they were trying to remove Biafra and the rest of them from our narrative. When in Rwanda they still talk about the killings of 1994, the genocide in 1994. Even in Germany and Israel, they still talk about the Holocaust.
But that is part of their history.
But here we don't want to embrace our own reality. We want to wish it away, sweep it under the carpet and pretend it doesn't happen. So what Bola Ahmed say was that, to me, it's fine that you actually engage in Nnamdi Kanu and talk with him. What is happening about Nnamdi Kanu is not something you solve through kinetic force or through kinetic approach. It should be about political negotiations. You understand? People, see, I was discussing with somebody the other day. He said, Igbo people are now supporting NOV for getting about their Biafra agitation. I said, one thing you have to know is that not all the Igbos are pushing for Biafra. Then, if you think that certain Igbo persons are dropping the agitation and backing NOV, it speaks to something that they felt excluded in the system. That's the fact. But I think, one thing is to say something, and that thing is to also flip. Mind you, remember that in one of the paragraphs of Babache Lawal's release was the fact that Tinubu said he was not coming to Southeast to campaign. That it is a waste of money and time. It's a waste of resources and time. So how does Tinubu even see the Southeast? You understand? And this is a man who's, I'm sorry to say it, and this is my personal opinion, whose agenda is personal and even tribal. Emilokon, from Emilokon is my tongue to Ewalokon is our tongue. And he was talking to a particular group of people. So I do not see how he reflects the national. But then, if he says this, it is fine. Nigeria should begin to own Biafra as her own history, as part of her narrative.
Okay, Honorable, you had it. You said he's going to talk with them. My worry about this statement is that that it simply means it points to one thing, that the followers of Nnamdi Kanu should not think or believe that they'll be coming out any moment soon until after the general election.
Yes, that's simply what his statement means, and that's what I take it for too. You see, I think my personal opinion again, Tinubu has this natural hatred for the Igbo man. Remember, was it in 2019? 2007 or thereabout, when there was this threat against the Igbos in Lagos that if they failed to vote his party, then that they will be chased into the lagoon and stuff like that.
I think it was 2015.
Yeah,
no,
yes.
No, 2019.
2019, was it 2019?
By an Oba.
Okay. Yeah, whichever way. So now, but the history is there. So now, him coming out to tell us that he will negotiate, he will initiate negotiation. Not that he will even negotiate, that he will initiate negotiation. And the negotiation can run for the next 20 years after being initiated. You understand? And then that shows again that he formed this government. He has told us that he was the one that single-handedly made Buhari president, which means he is calling the shots. You understand? And they see him as the leader of APC. So whatever thing, major critical decision that this government has taken, he was part of it. So now, to tell us that when he steps in, assuming that he gets elected, that means that he has just told the Southeast that Nnamdi Kanu is going to remain there until after the February elections and probably 29th May inauguration of who becomes the president. But the thing is that this agitation, the thing is that one of my, we were having a discussion one day with a conversation with one, some northern groups, we are talking, and they asked me, they said, you are from the Southeast, you are asking for the office of the president, and you are also agitating for Biafra. So which one do you really need? And I asked them, which one have you given to us? You understand? If you have given this, which one are you willing to give? You understand? Which one are you willing to give? So
sometimes we have to make it look like all the Igbo
agitators. It's not like that.
Or even for the other day we talked about what Soludo and the
yes.
So
yes.
Not all the Igbo are even supporting the agenda.
It is natural.
Yes,
it is natural. But the thing is, it depends on the ratio. You understand? So the thing now is that if talking about the agitation and all that, if the Nigerian state does the right thing, the agitation will die natural death. It will die natural, just like in 2000, after 1993, the annulment of the election of 1993, there was this also civil unrest and agitation in the southwest. So, but the moment we are giving the presidency in 1999, the thing that they died the natural death. So let them treat every region of this country right, and this with all these agitations will die.
All right, the senior, shortly before we go on break, the senior special assistant to the president, President Muhammadu Buhari, on media and publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, has announced the naming of a popular road in Niger Republic after President Buhari in the Nigerian capital, Niamey. Comrade,
Yes.
you know, the other time we talked about the extended railroad that crossed into Niger Republic.
Yeah.
And we also talked about, was it 1.5 billion or 4 billion
For
vehicles also to that same area. And today, they are paying back by naming one of the roads after him.
I wish they had paid more. I wish they had paid back more.
No, the question now, sorry, I'm sorry for coming. The question now should be, who even built the road in the first place? We don't even know who built the road.
I think they were really, it was called
We may have built the road.
Boulevard. Boulevard. That's a French word. Boulevard. Some roads in French-speaking countries are known as boulevard. But I want to say this, you see, it's only in Nigeria, and I have said this before, our foreign policy dimension or our foreign policy dynamics needs to change. It's only in Nigeria that we do all this for Christmas, and we give things, and even we allow Cameroon to take Bakassi. We make some mistakes in how we file our case and our argument before the ICJ. And in return, they will open their flood, and then they will open their dam, and our country get overflooded. And these are the same people who are opening their borders and allowing some persons to come in here. So to me, I feel it's time we begin to redesign and recalibrate how we relate with them. But there is something about it, you see. In one of the speeches he made, President Muhammadu Buhari jokingly or deliberately called them his cousins. He called them his cousins. So I am not surprised that a road there was actually named after him. After all, here we still have Clifford Road, and Clifford we still mean one of the colonial agents here, Good Clifford. We also have roads, it's what it is. It doesn't bring any economic value to Nigeria. It doesn't help a naira that is actually depreciating. It doesn't help us solve inflation of 21.9%, whereas the same President Muhammadu Buhari has pegged inflation at 17% for 2023 budget. It means we are having inflationary gap of about 3.9% or 4.1%. So to me, if you lose some of the problem, the only thing is that perhaps, and mind you, another government may come tomorrow, just issue a declaration, and that will become another thing. So to me, it's not even worth it.
All right, Honorable.
Yeah, the thing is, when I interjected, I said, who is sure that the road was not even built with our money in the first place? you understand? Because a lot of things are happening in this country.
Yeah.
You are unaccounted for, you know, and so that one, if they were just doing it to show appreciation to the brotherly or big brother role we have played in their country, it's not out of place. After all, China is renovating some schools up there in Lagos and all that. So it's not out of place for a bigger country to help a smaller nation. But the thing is that this romance is becoming I'm becoming very uncomfortable with the romance that the president, not the Nigerian nation, is having with the Niger Republic. But and just like a comrade that's pointed out, he had at one occasion told us that that they are his cousins, and if you begin to knit one on one together, I've not been able to find an answer to it. So let me just leave it, let it remain what it is for now, honestly. But I think the future will unfold a lot of things.
All right, wonderful viewers, we're going to go on a very short break, and when we come back, issues of Nigeria Today will continue. Keep watching Living TV until we are back.
which way to go.
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know
I want to know
which way Nigeria is heading to.
many years after independence, we still find it hard to start. How long shall we be patient before we reach the promised land? Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria?
Tell me.
Which way to go? I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know
yes I want to know.
which way Nigeria is heading to.
I'm glad you're still there watching Living TV, still your favorite program, Nigeria Today. Abia State Governor Okeze Victor Ikpeazu, PhD, yesterday received his counterparts, the G5 governors, who are calling for the resignation of the PDP national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu. The G5 governors converged in Abia State yesterday for the PDP campaign flag off, and it was a wonderful one. And on this, let me start with you, Honorable, because I'm sure you were there.
Yeah, sure. I was.
So, what does that mean for Abians?
It means a new dawn. It means that this administration, the Okeze administration, has done very well, to the best of its ability and capability. So there is always a new level. So the PDP as a party is presenting, or yesterday issued flags to to contestants, viable and credible contestants who are going to take the state to the next level.
Okay, comrade, if you were not there, you heard about it.
Yes.
What is your take on this, and what do you think, this will bring to the state, Abia?
Well, to me, what it will bring to the state Abia is we also present them the candidates from whom they will choose, who will actually be doing the job of governance come 2023. Just like every other party out there, the Labour Party and the rest of them, the 18 parties, they all have candidates, at least in one category or the other. So what PDP has done is still the normal thing to be done. Now that they have presented their candidates, then the next thing is for this candidate to begin to tell Nigerians what they have in stock and how they want to go about achieving things. But there is something I'm going to talk about here, and it was obvious that the G5, because you mentioned them, the G5 now integrity group. Yes, but I remember the first integrity group we had under Lawan, the one in the National Assembly then, how it all ended with the $1 and dollars. But the thing is this, the integrity group actually seemed to be passing a message to Atiku Abubakar. Ordinarily, it should be Atiku Abubakar and the IU here handing the flag to them. But for the fact that we've seen how right, because I have said it before, and that Atiku Abubakar, to me, like Honorable has said, he seems to lack one thing, ability to bring people together. You understand? There is conflict. It must happen. It is bound to happen in politics. If not that interest, individual interests are clashing. It will be partisan interest or even regional interest. But the way it has been so far managed, to me, means that Atiku may and may not be the unified so-called. So they were passing a message to him. If you so much need Nigeria, you ought to carry everybody along at this moment, not to exclude some person. So they passed a message to him that we are doing this without you, and that you don't recognize your chairman or nor you. And the thing here is that if you go to Benue State, I am confidently told that in virtually all the campaign programs, all the campaign posters, even vehicles, don't have Atiku's face. They don't have Atiku's face. In Port Harcourt, we have heard about university. We heard about the Order 22. The Order 22 says posters should not be put up here. And in fact, Asari Tokobo was talking either yesterday or so, and he was decrying that members of PDP could not even hoist PDP's presidential candidate banner or flag anyway. So it is what it is that the G5 came here and we saw them. They handed over the party standard to their representatives. It's fine, but then PDP must make sure and that it doesn't work with amputated. The constellation is about race, and the people limping don't win race.
Okay. Honorable, yes, yesterday in the state, I'm sure our studio, we were the television, Living TV, we fully represented there. Our boys covered the event of what happened. And from what we saw, it was a very big crowd, so to say. You, as a person who has also been a member of the PDP, do you think that Okezie Victor Ikpeazu, PhD, has done good enough to hand over his battle of his mantle of leadership to someone else without Abians opposing it?
Yeah, talking about Abians opposing it, good, I think Living TV was there yesterday. I saw you, I saw your crew. Looking at the crowd, the normal crowd there yesterday, you begin to ask yourself, is there any other party existing in Abia State? No other party could have pulled the kind of crowd the PDP pulled there yesterday. And the thing is, Chrissy, to just answer your question straight, that tells, in fact, the crowd that came there yesterday was a kind of passing a vote of confidence on the outgoing government. Yes, I can say the OKC's administration is outgoing, having handed over the flag, yesterday to Uche Eliezer, Ikone, professor, to take over. Abians are going to voting. You understand? And I also allow me to also say something about what Comrade just said. You see, I wonder sometimes, yesterday I was just, looking at the vote. Look at, it has been said that Tinubu, from the letter, from the communique from the Northern Christians in APC, they said that Tinubu says that it's not going to, coming to campaign in the Southeast is a waste of resources and time. And in the Southeast, you have 5 states.
And yet, he has done that.
Yeah, no, he only held a town hall meeting in Imo State. That wasn't a presidential campaign.
And he's been to Ebonyi State.
Yes, he has been to Ebonyi State, but he's been selective about it. You understand? So if he avoids 5 states in the Southeast, and like kind of concluding that these states they will never vote for me, and Atiku is also, his body language is suggesting that I can do away with the G5 governors. No, remember, they are G5 governors. The integrity group is also another group inside the G5. You understand? The integrity group is where the one that brings in some aspirants. Yes, some agreed PDP members who are not governors. That's where you now have this integrity group. So now, if 2 of them can now say we can do without these 5 states, this one said you can do without 5 states. I wonder where they are going to get the votes that is going to give them the seats.
Being that some of those states, in fact, those states are PDP states.
Yeah, those states are PDP states.
Yes, if Atiku had considered that there are PDP states down here in the Southeast, do you think it would have been enough for him to say no northern presidential contestant needs the Igbo vote and that of the Yorubas?
Yes, Prof, the problem these people having sometimes, I just said off here that a whole lot of drama is going on, playing out in the political space here in Nigeria. You see, I don't know how they are doing their permutations. Like what Atiku said regarding the Igbo and the Yoruba. You see, if only the Igbos, the Southeasterners, if they decide to go all out and register and have their PVC, they will continue to decide who becomes the president of this country. Because in every state, out of the 36 states of the federation, like the states in the north and the states in the north, after the indigenous people of that state, the Igbos or the Southeasterners are the largest population. You understand? So if you begin to, if they make 25% in all other states of the, say in the west and in the north, and then make about 50%, 100% in the southeast, they continue to decide who becomes the next president of this country till time. You understand? So, but the issue now is they are misfiring, and I think there are a whole lot of things they are not getting right. This person now is derailing from the G5 war against him. That's Atiku is enough distraction to him. Is enough distraction, and then the Tinubu on his own side, the fight he's having on social media, that is just recently said that he had stopped reading the social media comments because they make him blood pressure, and so these are a lot of problems, a lot of distractions they are having, so they are not getting a lot of things right, and that will be their undoing in the 2023 election.
All right, let us also look at this. Contrary to the views of the camp of the River State Governor Nyesom Wike that Iyorchia Ayu must resign as national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, before 2023 polls. The board of directors, the BOT, has asked Ayu to continue till after the polls in 2023. They only asked Ayu to assure that he will quit immediately after the elections in 2023. Then, how a lot of from so many corners, people are talking about reconciliation and so on. If the BOT members have been able to ask this man to continue, that means Tinubu and Wike and the G5 will never have their way.
Yes, but we have both the NWC and then the board.
The BOT.
You have structures in the party for the party making information. But there is something I am looking at. What Wike is asking for could have been realized if there was an agreement to it. But
Written.
Yes, written, yes. Or even if Atiku had shown, because Wike is alleging that there was an agreement.
Yes.
He also should actually step down.
But it has not been refuted. They have not denied it.
I'm coming. If Atiku had actually followed that principle along that line. But do you know that the same PDP constitution talks about zoning? So it means even if you remove Iyorchia, who is from the state of Benue, who is from the north, you are also going to put someone from that region by the standards of the PDP constitution. But it's unfortunate that the same Wike and Atiku have to live here. Due to their interests could not converge, their interests diverged, they now try to launch a party. A one-time, a party that was known as what was known as the biggest party in Africa. They were trying to plunge that into abyss. What happened? The whole drama was that there was an arrangement. In fact, there is a provision in the PDP constitution for zoning.
Yes.
And it being that every south, all of the south, except southeast,
Yes.
have had a shot at the presidency. I mean here to include president and the vice, barring the southeast. So there was that talk of microzoning within the PDP, and I'm using the word microzoning. We cannot say it was about competence and character. As a people said, if it is no longer about this arrangement, I go.
I mean,
Yes, I am in. God bless you. I love that. I am in for the context, and that was how all this happened. And now, when you went for the convention, you now saw the permutation, the northern establishment, what they did, and then Tambua, whom Wike was banking on, whom he had supported in 2018-2019, now dropped the bid for Atiku, with Iyocha Ayu saying, even placing Tambua. You see, so to me, that was just what happened. So to me, I think it is what it is. But the fact that the DOT has said this means this man will continue. But that should not undermine Atiku's need to reach out, no matter what. It should not undermine that he has to reach out. Because, mind you, these governors are controlling their states. And may also do what? Go a long way in protecting the ambition of Atiku, who I'm not sure will come back again in the next 4 years.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, these governors, they have legitimate grounds to make their demands. When Atiku left the party in 2014-2015, these governors, even though some of them have not been elected governors then, but we are on ground. They stood firm for the party. They held the party. And you understand, and sustained the party. Eventually, they became governors. So they are still holding the party. This man is a man that is in search of platform. Any platform that can give him the presidency, he is comfortable with it, regardless of it. You understand? That is a kind of he's a wanderer. He's not stable. So he now saw, if you is there on tape. If you go and play back what Atiku said in 2014-2015 against the PDP, you'll be surprised. Is this man a man of character that can still come back to use the same platform now and begin to call the shots? And these people that held the party, then I said, no, come, oh boy, when you left this party, you thought it will fall. You wanted it to fall with your sledgehammer. You wanted to pull down the building. But we said no, we sustained the party and retained it. Now the platform has remained a viable platform again for you to come and now you are back. So we have to tell you, these are the do's and these are the don'ts. You understand? Now we have to call the shot. Now we say, okay, there was an agreement. If the presidential ticket goes to the north, then you have to resign. There was this agreement. They agreed.
The whole thing was just about some persons in the PDP. People like that.
But 1 minute. What the BOT have just said now is that they are just telling the party that I want to react to what the BOT said. They are just telling us now that a child can be aborted after delivery.
No. The thing is that they are passing the message to me that there is no need to change horses ministry. It may affect the election.
No, and they have said to hell with the outcome of the election. By that statement, they have said to hell with the outcome of the election.
I was listening to what Wike was saying, and it really touched me that he said, and I said, if you understand, that Goodluck Jonathan, as a president, went to meet with Atiku, to meet with him, not to leave the
There's in London.
In London, Dorchester Hotel.
He named the hotel.
Dorchester Hotel says he met with him, said, please, don't leave the PDP, don't desert. That Atiku boldly
demanded for his ticket.
Yes. Exactly.
Now, do you know that as we speak now, the body language of Goodluck Jonathan is with APC? You know, being one of the founding members of the PO.
No, I think he's neutral. He's neutral. He's not.
You cannot see. He merely contested for president under APC. We know.
It remains a rumor. Remember, we also remember you are a historian.
He was almost compelled.
He was almost compelled to
know, but
he had several meetings with the president, indoor meetings like twice.
Yeah, but the
outcome of it was not
you see, comrade, you are a historian. We also remember that the vice chairman the national vice chairman of APC also came out and told Nigerians that, look, you people should stop peddling this room, because after all, in the first place, Jonathan is not a member of APC. He is not a category member of APC. They were only trying to rule him, and he was playing the.
Let me remind you that during the governorship election in Bayelsa State, we know that Jonathan and his family, even the wife, did not support the AG. They did not support the PDP candidates. And they supported the APC who won, but then there were irregularities in the documents that were given to INEC. It's clear. It's as clear as it.
Okay, let's stop there. Let's take this final one because of our time, and we go. The Department of State Services (DSS) on Thursday withdrew a suit filed at the Federal High Court Abuja to detain the former terrorist negotiator, who is Tukur Mahmood, for 60 more days after his arrest. Upon resumed hearing, Danlami of the DSS, who sought to withdraw the case, said that the matter has been overtaken. And then he told the judge, that is Justice Maha, that matter has been overtaken and the matter was struck out. They are talking about security in the country, insecurity in the country, and a negotiator of this terrorist was arrested and was to be arraigned before the court. He was actually arraigned, but one of the DSS members come up to say that they are no more interested in prosecuting him, that is overtaken. Comrade.
Yes, I remember the noise that followed the arrest and the so-called prosecution of this same Tukur of a man. I recall vividly how it was in the news everywhere. There were even pressures there that he should be let off the hook. There was also a seeming and apparent resolve on the part of the powers that be to make sure that justice prevails at the end of the day. And today this is where we are. You see, and that is why when, I'm sorry to say this way, and that is why when we begin to talk about selective or selective justice, people don't understand. If this man, if events has overtaken his case, what about Nnamdi Kanu? Whose case, even the court of the land has pronounced that the federal government should leave him. In fact, acquitted himself. Malami chose the interpretation of the law. The court will pronounce two things: release him, acquitted. Malami said he discharged. Yes, he's only discharged. It also means to release and not acquitted. Even at that, did not discharge him. We also what actually appeared before the international people were saying that Nigeria was bullying the judiciary. We saw how papers and we having, do you know the number of cases and litigations we have now over the case of Nnamdi Kanu? Now see this one. This person will go free and not happen to him. And there have been cases against him that he has been leading the negotiation and that he has been also to an extent undermining the security fabric of the nation. You see, justice cannot be done until every party feels a sense of it. And I want to come to this. You see, I said the other day that the government of UAE, United Arab Emirates, depends on Nigerians in their country, whom they say we are wiring money back home for terrorists who are fighting to successively overrun Nigeria and plant Islamic government here. They say, see the names. As I speak to you, the same Attorney General Malami has the list. He's sitting on the list, and he said, for national security and national interest, he will not be making news, he will not be publishing or publicizing the list. Again, it wasn't long. In fact, the other day we were talking about also the list of those who went to do what, to undermine the security we have. In fact, to break the Kuje facility. The list is out now. But the same federal government is saying we don't want to release the list. So it means that the federal government sees Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist and then sees these other people as a terrorist. Then it means we also have VIP terrorists and who are, yes, and then less important terrorists too. So I think justice should be made to reach everywhere. Everybody should feel a sense of it. It's not just about if someone, you know what it means to work hand in glove with terror cells.
Honorable, there is one important question the comrade asked there. If this man, if his matter is overtaken by But when you talk about, we're talking about a known terrorist, a negotiator.
And his case has not been up to 6 months. I don't think
Yes,
it's
and
been up to 6
he has
months.
not been in that detention for up to 6 months.
Yes.
And these same DSS were the people also who filed that motion that would have come for hearing, and yet they now withdrew it, saying it has been overtaken by them. The next time we won't even know when it will be released. Compare that with what is happening to our brother, who a court of competent jurisdiction has set free, discharged, and acquitted. But the Attorney General of the Federation decided to reinterpret the law, saying when a man is discharged, he is not acquitted. There should be a day set aside for acquittance and for discharge. Compare the two, and let's hear it.
You know, the other time I said it here that I said on this program that the Mieti Allah, the group known as the Mieti Allah, they are in charge. They are ruling this country. Remember what happened shortly, immediately, not just immediately, the appeal courts, discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu. They came out and they issued out a statement that Nnamdi Kanu should not be left off the hook. They said it. And Malami is acted on it because he is also from there. Now, this person, this negotiator we are talking about, is also from there. You understand? They are the same people. So now, who is even sure that they told us that he was being detained? Who is even sure that he was in detention? Who is sure that he was not arrested and allowed to go to his home and his house and was relaxing there, and they just came out and filed their paperwork in the court, and today they are now telling us that it has been overtaken by events. As if, I've also said it a while ago here, that this country is being run as if we have a sole administrator, as if there is no democracy in place, as if there are no other stakeholders in the Nigerian project. You understand? You think somebody can just wake up, say whatever thing he wants to say, and do whatever thing, and gives no shit. Forgive my language. You understand? But the thing is that, please, like this violence that Atiku campaign train has been attacked over time, about 3-4 times somewhere in the north. If it had happened in the east here, they will fire the entire state. You understand? And tell that these are unknown gunmen.
Honorable, you are talking just reminded me something, and I was also asking if it had been an easterner or even a southerner. You remember Abdul Rashid Wing? How he did monument for pension reform.
Discharged and acquitted.
He wasn't even discharged and acquitted. He should be in detention now. But what we are saying is that after the court pronounced him guilty, after the court established that yes, there were no handcuffs.
Yes. Nothing.
He didn't even enter into he didn't even enter into the black marine as happens to other criminals. He's been established as a criminal. He entered into it. He was chauffeured. In fact, he was chauffeured by a special vehicle. No handcuff, nothing. A person who looted money belonging to senior citizens of this country.
But the son was convicted in absentia.
The young man held a gun and threatened the security agents of this country. It happened. Ran away from the country.
So
come back and all that.
The thing is that we have a lot of lessons to learn from this government.
Exactly, and that should inform the decision we make in 2020.
Yes, we have a lot of lessons.
We will be asking, or Nigerians also should be asking, if a negotiator of these deadly terrorists will be set free or dismissed from the court because the DSS are saying so, is that not enough case for Nnamdi Kanu, who has been discharged and acquitted? The Federal High Court in Umuahia even asked them to take him back there and find the federal government. And then the Court of Appeal in Abuja also discharged and acquitted him.
3-man justices.
Yes.
In the Court of Appeal.
And
there was no dissenting one.
And they were all posted out.
It was a unanimous
They were posted
decision.
out, and it was a unanimous decision. They adopted, they all took the resolution to free this man. You see, it brings us to something. That is the mockery, and that is the travesty of war against terror in Nigeria. It's as clear as day.
Nigeria is.
That I saw that the president again. I want to quote him say that the Boko Haram elements who were being pardoned and as alleged reintegrated in the Nigerian society, even the military, that they were our misguided brothers. I was misguided brothers. I'm quoting him now. Now you see, the international community is watching. They are looking at you. Do you know that up till now, it has been so hard for Britain and America, the watchers of World Affairs, to declare IPOB a terrorist group? It's been so hard for them to pronounce that a terrorist group. Even countries like Canada, Australia.
But if we must be sincere to ourselves, at the time of that declaration, we IPOBs have...
They were harmless. They were unarmed.
Even with
You see,
the
I can tell you, as a historian, I can categorically tell you how we started hearing about ESN and the rest of them. One was regional failure. Two was the kinetic approach the president and who is the commander in chief was using. I'll tell you that as at 2016, when they went to National High School in Abaya to shoot or to fire at unarmed people who were praying, we are there. It was only in 2019, I think November or so, after the MNA, the one that happened at the where they went to have meeting too, that the University of IPOB started talking about what behind arms. That's how we started. And see, I'm saying it on air, and as a historian, and I'm saying it, even the world knows that part of national struggle for those who later broke away, or those who call it resistance movement, also involved with arms. And that's why we call arms struggle. See, Nelson Mandela, they were doing it in South Africa with what they call Mkonto Wesizwe. I am not saying Nigeria is the only country we have, but if Nigeria must work for us, all of us must uphold that integrity. Is there. So if you are treating a particular segment of the country the way you treated them because you fought war with them, it speaks to something. So what I'm saying is that if you think that see, until people until that those killings became to an extent on their end, you don't unleash the military on armed population.
You see, that's why.
And this is not for me. And this is not saying that there have been times when the military were overrun by unknown government or people said to be members of ESN or whatever. But we are saying, make Nigeria work. This is the only country we have.
You see, comrade, the thing is, I would like to ask our Nigerians to be careful in 2023. Because Tinubu has already told us repeatedly that he's going to continue with the legacy of Buhari. And these are part of the legacies. You understand? These are part of the legacy. So Nigerians have to use their PVC wisely from 2020.
All right, wonderful listeners and viewers. You heard it from the last speaker today. Nigerians have to set up in 2023. I'm sure Obasanjo even said something concerning that. He said, if we miss 2023, what he was talking about, having a good governance, a person who is people-oriented, who is devoid of ethnicism and corruption. That's exactly what he was talking about. Because we've lost a lot of people, both youths, women, and so on. So we are not blaming any government. And I also want to remind you that there is nothing said here or aired here as opinion that has anything to do with the living television. Whatever any man says here is as a result of his personal opinion and his experience with either the country or this administration. It has nothing to do with us. All right, viewers, this is where we are going to draw the curtain today. Remember, we will always come. Remember, tomorrow, Saturday, is Living Television Club. Living Television Club is where both old and young mamas and youths come together to ease tensions away. And what do we do there? We have stand-up comedians. We have educationists, seminars that will help you understand where we are. So it is important to be part of it. Come to our office at number 1 George Street, opposite Eziama Police Station, Ekotengene Road, Aba, and make inquiries so that you'll be part of the moving trend. Having said that, from my far left is Comrade Nnamdi Lekwachi. Comrade, thank you for being part of today's
program. Thank you also for having me. It's always my pleasure.
And Honorable Emeka Ihedu, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. God bless you, viewers.
And this is your anchorman, Chinedum Adele. Keep watching Living TV.